So I'm going to start off introducing my band that I have on stage with me. Our drummer girl, the amazing girl called Ihan, and she's from Iraq, and she plays the drums. And, yeah. And we have Anya on singing background vocals, and she's from Denmark. And then we have the lovely Barbara Maleko, who plays double bass and also sings background vocals. And she's from South Africa. And we have Jesper, who plays keyboards and sings along as well. And you're from?
From Denmark.
Jutland in Denmark. And we have Kevin also, who plays the cello. And he's from Kurdistan. So we are a very international band, and I was born in Guatemala, as some of you might know, and now I live in Denmark, have German Swiss parents, and yeah, but we represent Denmark, obviously.
Thank you, Sabina. So let's start with the questions in the room. So who would like to take the first question? Okay, I can let people think a little bit. Let me ask you the first question then. I read about you that you've been performing since very early childhood, and actually you started as a street singer. And now you're coming on a very big stage, performing for potentially millions of people who will be watching you. So tell me, what is more difficult? Is it more difficult to please the street audience, or is it more difficult to please the Eurovision audience?
Well, it's both audiences have pros and cons, I would say. For me, of course, growing up as a street musician, with a father who's a street musician, I'm very used to playing in front of a street audience. I've done it since I was 5 years old. I started on drums when I was just 5, and later bass, and of course I sang always. And it was always just very natural for me. It's people who like it, they stop and they listen, and the ones that don't like it, they just move on. So it's very easy going on the street. And on the stage, I feel like there's a little bit more pressure because the audience who comes to listen, they made an entrance, and they have a certain expectation. So I want to just really do really well when I'm on stage. And of course, there's lights and there's, cameras sometimes, and especially Eurovision, there's millions of people watching, so the pressure is much bigger, I think. But at the same time, it's an amazing feeling because it's just overwhelming when you play in front of so many people, and it's just great.
Okay, all right. So, questions? Okay, gentleman over there.
Hi, I'm Morten from the Danish website ESCKAZ.com. So Lona, I noticed that you changed your outfit for today. So was this the final outfit, or do you want to change it for the next rehearsal? Thank you.
Yeah, well, we're keeping it interesting. But I was just a bit jealous because everyone in the band was changing outfits all the time and having fun and trying out different things. So I decided to, why not, give it a try and try something new. But you never know what's coming. You never know what's coming.
I love the striped pants. Really, really nice.
Exactly. So we'll see.
Okay. Yes, JB.
Hello, team from Denmark, Radio International, JP. Question, we met each other in the national final, and my colleague would like to know from you, actually. You have been a street musician, you now have come to Eurovision Song Contest. Would you go back to sing on the streets, or will you have a record deal coming up?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I do have a record deal right now, and I'm working on a CD. I released one last year, and right now I'm working on my second one with the same team that wrote Should Have Known Better. So it's the same songwriters and producers. And it's coming very soon. We're almost done, which is just exciting because I think it's going to come out in quite a few countries in Europe. But of course, street music is in my blood, and I think that I will still go back to it, once in a while, just for fun when the weather is good, and maybe join my dad for good time's sake. So I think so.
Okay, thank you. Other questions? Okay, please.
I know you from the last conference, press conference. I asked you a question to tell some words in my own language, as you are polyglot. And I think that now it is not difficult for you because we have a list of some words in Azerbaijani.
Yeah?
Do you know some words? Anyone?
I do know the most important now, çok sağ ol.
Good, good.
And I want you to remember this sentence. Biz sizi sevdik. We love you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
It takes a while. I mean, it's quite interesting because I do speak 4 languages fluently, English, German, Spanish, and Danish. And when I travel the world, I've traveled a lot and been to many places, and I always feel like I can get by with my languages because I'm either in South America or anywhere else where they speak English. And this is the first time where I really feel like, wow, this is how it feels like when you don't know the language of the country. It's hard to learn a new language, I just found out, but it comes with time, and now that I'm here a few days, I can already feel it a little more, and I hope that by the time I leave that, I will know a few more words. So please have patience. We try.
So it's interesting. You say you speak fluently a number of languages, and then you say your team actually come from various countries. I mean, is it something about you personally that you prefer sort of this internationalism in your team, in your song?
Well, I think it was just a coincidence, really, that it came together this way because we're all musicians that have our own careers in Denmark, and we all work with our producer, Chief One, separately, and we kind of came together for this project. And I'm very lucky to have these people with me because they're all very busy with their own music. But so yeah, it's really quite interesting that we're such an international team, and I think it's also, you know, Denmark is quite international, at least Copenhagen where I live. So and I feel at home in this team. I'm a world citizen, and I think most of us are. So it suits the song as well.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Yes, JD.
Hello again. You mentioned all the languages you sing. Are there any plans to release Should Have Known Better in other languages? And the second question is linked to your composer. Was the song actually written for you by him? Because I think he's more a rap composer.
Yeah, actually, I mean, the song was written by 3 people. Isam Bey, and who is from the rap group Outlandish, and then Chief One and Bernie, who are both amazing songwriters and producers from Denmark. And funnily enough, the song was actually written before they even knew who I was. And they found me on Facebook, and they called me up and said, listen, we found you and we think we have the song for your audition, or actually this melody company, and we were wondering, do you want to sing it? And I said, sure, you know, let me hear the song. And when I heard it, I was actually quite overwhelmed because it fits so well to my life. And it's really true, they didn't know me before. And I think it was, you know, meant to be. It's a strange thing to say, but I really do feel like it was fate or something, because I can really relate to the song, and even though I didn't write it myself, it means a lot to me. And I think that probably comes across when I sing it, at least I hope it does.
And the other languages?
Yeah, the other languages, that was if I... Sorry, can you repeat?